Okay, at the end of the last video I was talking about transferring maps and map structure from one file to another. Now this is open at exactly the same files and they're aligned in exactly the same way as in the previous video, but I've moved further through the file, and in fact I've moved down to the area where you'd expect to find injection duration, and you can see that by the time I get here the alignment is terrible. These do not align at all. So I've got highlighted up here duration maps, but down here is a complete mess. There is no comparable alignment. So I'm going to turn off the connect because it's no good having them connected, and I'm going to just wander along a little bit this way and see if I can find some way of making them line up. Now obviously I've got to go backwards and forwards and look for wherever they would line up. So I need to find a duration map down here. Now let's have a look. Now there's no magic secret to this. You've just got to recognize. I'll go back the other way. Right, now what's this? What's this? Are we getting nearer? Are they duration maps? It's 15 by 19, and duration maps often are 15 by 19. Ah, there we go. Look, there's if you watch over here, you can see that almost lining up there. What have we got there? That's a correction map. That looks like it's another correction map or reference map. That looks like duration. That's telling me it's duration 0 just down there, so I'll assume that's correct. And this one obviously not telling me anything. So, but they are reasonably lined up, aren't they? Because the colouring is not quite all black, which is what we want, but they're close. So we'll go back to connect, and then we'll pick text and go and have a look at what we've got. It's gone all very narrow suddenly, so I'll press M a few times and make it a bit wider. Now let's see if we can get them to align up a bit better than that. So we'll undo connect again. Now there's 19 by 15. I'll move that right to the edge, and then I'll move this one all the way over to the edge, and I'll lift that up a bit. Well, they don't match perfectly, do they? But there's something there. Now what have we got there? That's the other duration. So I'll just link those again so they don't come out of kilter. Let's go back up this way and have a look what we've got. Right, well there's the first one, there's the other one. What have we got? 256 there matches, that 0 there matches, so that's the selector. So they don't really match, and these don't look as if they're going to match too well, but they're similar. But there's the 10. Now 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, so they're all in the same place. So this map is in the same place as that one, and it looks like this information here is going to match for the axes, but these two don't match. Right, now we won't worry about that too much at the moment. So what we'll do then is we'll go and look at our transfer map. Transfer map. Now we don't want to muck about with values, because what we want to do is just get the map. So we'll just have the map with the map structure. So we'll have all those off. Okay. Now everything about that one, all the properties for that map are now here. Now, so whatever this one said, duration 0, this one now says duration 0. Right, now let's go and have a quick look at this one. They look like they're more or less lined up, don't they? That's in the same place as that one, so I'll do the same. I'll click there, transfer map, OK, and there we are. Let's have a look at this one. They look like they're in the same place. They do, don't they? So I'll say transfer map, OK. This one, always check near the top and the bottom. Yep, they look okay. Transfer map, okay. Let's have a look at this one. That looks okay there, down to here. That looks all right. So we'll say transfer map, okay. and we'll just do the last one. That all looks okay. Transfer map. Okay. Now something has popped up. WINOLS is telling me that it can do a better match than the match that's in front of me, and would I like to take the better match? Now I would always say no to these. I'll say no thank you. I'll stick with what we've picked because I don't want it jumping off somewhere else and picking up a different axis from somewhere else. Right, now whatever information and properties I've got for this map will match that one. The only thing that doesn't get transferred, or sometimes doesn't get transferred, is the sign. If you've got one that's got negative values, sometimes what happens is the values can get transferred okay for everything else like decimal points and stuff, but sometimes the sign doesn't, so it's worth having a check. Right. We've done that, we've put those across there. Now of course if you want to turn one file into another file, it's not just the name that you want to transfer, is it? Because a lot of the time you will be saying to yourself, well, what I'd actually like to do is take the boost values from this map and put them in that one and see what difference it makes. And so here you can see how, if you are lucky and all these match, which they do appear to match, what you could have done is you could have gone from here, find a matching point, which looks like there, that 256, but we'll go to the beginning of this. You could have actually gone down and highlighted all of this all the way down right through the whole lot till you were happy that you'd got the last lot, and then you could have just right clicked and it would have said transfer selected maps, yes, okay, just like we've already done. Only this time what you could do is you could say, oh, well, I'd actually like to transfer all the values, so I want everything, map, structure, values, the lot, I want all of this in there. Right. Okay, you sure you want to do that? Yes, I am. Okay, I'm getting a warning, but no, don't actually do anything like that. Right, they're identical. I've now transferred a whole chunk of this file into that one with no effort whatsoever, no cutting and pasting, no copying this, that and the other, just WINOLS did the whole thing for me. And this is where a word of caution is advised. Be careful of copying chunks of information from one file into another, because it's very easy to miss an odd value stuck in here somewhere, especially if it was blue and you didn't notice, and transfer a value that you didn't want to transfer. So be very careful and look closely before you do it. That's one warning. The second warning is, be sure you know that transferring this information from here to here actually makes sense. Now, given that this file seems to have a diesel particulate filter and this one doesn't seem to have a diesel particulate filter, transferring these values from here to here simply don't make any sense. Maybe transferring from the non-DPF to the DPF one makes sense, but they generally wouldn't want to go the other way around. So before you make dramatic changes like this, think carefully about whether you really do want to make those changes. And one thing you most certainly cannot do is you cannot just say to yourself, oh, well, this file's got bigger injectors, let's say, or a different turbo, I'll just copy all the information from here and dump it in a different file. You can't do that, and if you do, you'll have a recipe for disaster. So don't just take big chunks of one map and or big chunks of one file and dump them in another file. That is not a good idea. Know what you want to transfer and then use this short method to transfer it. Don't just transfer anything and think, oh, well, that's job done, because that is not a good idea. Right, I'll stop there.